Well, let's take another question from our Facebook page. This time comes from Bob. He wants to know, how do you intend on reducing the amount of daily violence within the city? Dr. Ali, let's start with you.
Sure. I really think that we need to engage the citizens more effectively. And, that's why I've served for many years as on the city's Police Community Relations Commission. I chair that commission for 6 years, working with the community and with the police to bridge gaps. But we have to have people involved, the citizens involved in taking control, reporting crimes when they happen, trusting a process. And right now there's a lack of trust between police and certain parts of our community. We have to build those gaps. I would like to see a system, what I call a safety net, putting a safety net around certain parts of our city where we have higher crime, where we engage the citizens, almost like a neighborhood watch. But the citizens are a part of this project. There's a safety net, or S-net is what I call it, an S-net representative perhaps on every block that helps to look out. Neighbors need to get to know neighbors again like we used to.
And Jim, now to you. How do you intend on reducing the amount of daily violence within the city?
Sure. It's no surprise. The more police officers that we have on the street, crime goes down. So, as I was mentioning earlier, we had a program, the hotspot policing, where members from our police department and the county, state, and other neighboring police departments all worked with us to attack areas of that were the hot spots of crime, and that worked very well for us. When we had a person that was mugging people on their doorsteps and in their driveways a few years ago, I brought forward a program with the Ring doorbell so that people could have a camera on the front doorstep, so the results of that could be deterring crime and making people feel safe at their home. It was a very successful program, and it's little things like this that make a big difference in our community.
Well, let's switch gears a little bit now. If elected, what steps would you take to put our city on a firmer financial footing? Jim, let's start with you.
Yeah, right back to it again. The things that we need to do is we need to be focusing on business growth. The programs that have worked well for us, the SSA, for example, was a program that, special service area, it worked well to bring in Portillo's into the 4th District. It was no risk for the taxpayer. It was an additional tax on food for 1%, and we were able to bring in a business that we may have not been able to bring in, which has resulted in hundreds of thousands of dollars in additional sales tax revenue for the city. There are a number of things that we need to focus on, but having pro-growth tax policies, making sure that we cut through the red tape, find out what are those specific things that have been difficult for businesses and developers to develop in Peoria. I want to have a committee to specifically target that. It's something that Peoria has a bad stigma for developing in Peoria, and we need to get to the bottom of it, and that's going to be one of my first things that I work on.
And Rita, if elected, what steps would you take to put our city on a better financial footing?
Sure. We've got a lot of really smart, brilliant people within our community. They have been really excluded from the process of helping Peoria move forward, helping Peoria to address some of our budget and financial issues. I want to bring some of the best minds, some of the brightest financial experts within our community, including our bank experts, bringing them to the table and having them help the city and the city manager and a financial staff help us to figure out a way to restructure our finances and put us on a pathway toward stabilization. I also want to position us for growth, similar to Columbus, Ohio, become a smart city that makes smart decisions. In Columbus, many of their business leaders got together and decided that we're going to create 150,000 jobs for Columbus residents over the next 10 years. Peoria can do that. High demand jobs, high wage jobs that allow a family sustainable wage for residents.
And staying in the same realm of finance and budgets, we're going to move on now. You know, the pandemic has ravaged local government budgets like Peoria's. Once we find our new normal and budgets hopefully bounce back, what is the first thing you would work to bring back that has currently been cut? Rita, let's start with you.
Sure. So, you know, there's a lot of things that have been cut in terms of the pandemic. We haven't been able to go out to public events. Peoria is hurting right now. People are hurting because we've been closed in for so long, and we're ready to get back out and see one another, but we have to do it safely. So as we move out of this pandemic, you know, I look forward to the cultural events, to the social events that we can bring back to our city at the Civic Center, for example, the symphony, the events, the musical events, to bring people together to show appreciation and love for one another. So again, we're hurting, but as we move out of this pandemic, and we won't stay down. You know, I want to open up more opportunities for people to enjoy one another.
And Jim, if hopefully soon we reach that new normal we just referenced and budgets hopefully bounce back, what's the first thing you would do to bring back things that have currently been cut?
Yeah, you know, and it's been very tough on our restaurants and retailers, the Civic Center, the arts and entertainment. We need to sit and work with each and every one of them to find out what we can do to help them get their business open at full capacity. Of course, working with the CDC guidelines, and we've been having that communication and working with them and helping them access to grants, and that's something I'm very proud of that this council has done, and something that I have brought forward for them. But I mean, we're seeing like record numbers for the Civic Center, and that's been something that I really miss. I really miss actually being able to go to a movie with the family, and I'm sure everybody else is probably missing those good old days for that. But there's light at the end of the tunnel, and I really look forward to that.
And you know, one of the things that was cut in the last year was public works. You know, the snow routes were cut from 21 to 17 this year. Do you feel this is adequate, or does it need to be adjusted back? Jim, let's start with you.
Yeah, you know, that was a very tough decision that we had to make as a city council. And the Public Works Director and City Manager let us know what we would be facing. Unfortunately, we are in a very difficult situation right now with the pandemic, and so we had to make some very tough decisions. Luckily, we've not had a lot of big snowfalls. This last one was tough for us to get through, but I'm very proud of the work done by our Public Works to get it all cleaned up. And I know, seeing it firsthand, it was difficult for us to get through this.
And Dr. Ali, back to the snow routes, you know, they were cut from 21 to 17 this year. Do you feel that number is adequate, or does it need to be adjusted back?
Well, you know, I think that we managed under a very unique situation. We had a balanced budget, about $217 million last year. Of course, that changed when COVID hit. Everything got readjusted with COVID, and we all, you know, have to take some sacrifice as a result. But in terms of the snow routes, yeah, maybe this year they're cut, maybe next year, and as we move forward, we can increase them. But one thing that I'm getting plenty of complaints about is all the potholes that are damaging people's cars, and people are having to get realignments and new tires. And, you know, thank God the city staff are getting out there now and beginning to fill some of these holes. But of course, we live in the frost belt, right? We live in a frost belt area where the snow and the bad weather begins to damage our roads. And we did really good up until, you know, the early February, but then we got the bad snow again, and it's began to damage. But I'm just thankful for, you know, the great days and the sun and the warm weather that we're getting. It's March now, and things will get better. We'll get those potholes filled for you people.
We're going to head live to our Facebook page and take a question from Pastor Quentin Brown. He asks, How will you deal with the food deserts in the city and to bring grocery stores back to the areas that need it? Dr. Riley, let's start with you.
Sure. You know, there are a couple of very serious food deserts in Peoria, and one of them, you know, on the near north side, that's been a food desert, and now there is a small grocery store that has opened up there, which I'm very pleased to see. On the south side of Peoria, it's been a food desert ever since Kroger left from Harmon Highway, and prior to that, you know, Aldi had left, and I think it was ShopRite or another store had left. But you'd look at the Peoria 61605 zip code, it's one of the most distressed areas, not just in the state of Illinois, but in the nation. The Economic Innovation Group, EIG, will show the data that shows on a distress level, Distressed Communities Index score, 61605 scores 99.6 out of 100. That means you can't get hardly any more distress than that. We really have to pull together, and we are pulling together. Many organizations focus on making that area a promised neighborhood so we can transform that city and transform the lives of those people that live in our city and the lives of people that live in 61605. It hurts everybody.
And Jim, now to you, how will you deal with the food deserts in the city to bring grocery stores back to the areas that need it?
Yeah, it's truly economics, and we really need to be focusing on growing businesses in our community. One of the things that I did as a 4th District councilman is I created this business roundtable where I brought the businesses in my district together to work on common goals. Some of the things that they were looking for it to be safe, to be clean, to make sure that they had good public infrastructure, that it was aesthetically pleasing, and something that would, you know, bring customers into their area for a great shopping experience. The result of that has been that area has become one of the largest one of the sales tax generators for our city. And that's how you go about doing that. So I would like to take this very same example of this business roundtable and take that to many different parts of our city and get our business people talking together and planning, and also working with our city government to help them do that as well.
Well, you both have kind of touched on this population loss. It's a statewide issue, it's a local issue. So what would you do to try and retain and grow the number of people living here in Peoria? Dr. Riley, let's start with you.
Great, yes, thank you. Again, I keep talking about this smart city, and I want to make Peoria a smart city like Columbus, Ohio. Columbus, Ohio won the Smart City Grant Award of $50 million. They turned that $50 million into $150 million, and everything that they do is done through collaboration at all levels. And I'm talking about businesses, community-based organizations, religious organizations, every entity that is a key stakeholder within our community. That's how we need to begin to work in collaboration. That's the way they get things done. That's the way that we need to get things done. Begin to integrate our services, begin to remove these barriers that we have between us in terms of really cooperatively and collaboratively working together to move Peoria forward. That's how I work, that's how I lead, that's the kind of projects that I have successfully moved forward as collaborative projects.
And Jim, now to you, what would you do to try and retain and also grow the number of people living in Peoria?
Yeah. So, you know, one of the things that we can stop doing is stop taxing and stop feeing our people, because when we do this, the results are there. They leave. They vote with their feet. We need to focus back on businesses. We need to focus on making our community very safe, and some of the things some other economic things that we can do is we can focus on making Peoria a regional draw for our retail, our restaurants, our entertainment. We look at, you know, a 90-mile radius out and bringing those people into Peoria. It does well for our businesses in many different ways. We also need to, once again, focus on business growth, focus on the small and medium-sized businesses. We have about 8,000 businesses in Peoria. If they are all growing and growing employees, that means more population for Peoria, more revenues for Peoria.